Well, how do you do, buckaroos? This is Tom the Beer Whisperer. This is Labor Day, actual Labor Day. I've been doing several videos on Labor Day weekend, and I usually don't even, put my stuff out in order. I put one out here and there, so it's kind of. But anyway, I'll probably go ahead and do this one and release it today because it is actually Labor Day. It may not make a whole lot of sense because I'm going to recap some stuff that you haven't seen yet. So there you go. So this. Having my last BAP Kolsch from Urban Chestnut. BAP has a double meaning. It's Urban Chestnut Brewing Company's interpretation of the classic beer style from the city of Köln. Kolsch, and its name of the most famous rock band that calls Köln its home. The beer, not the band, is a warm fermented golden ale that is then cold conditioned, taking on many characteristics of a lager. So there you go. Yeah, it does feel crisp and clean like a lager. Although it has more complexities, more like an ale. There you go. Or some of these have kind of a fruity intensity about them. This one is very clean. Again, this is kind of Urban Chestnut's home run swing. This traditional German styles. So biscuity on the nose, along with being a little floral as well. I'm not using a glass most associated with the Kolsch because, well, I have this Urban Chestnut glass. I thought whenever I can, I like to pair the beer and the glass, you know. Oh, it seems to taste better for some reason. Anyways. Give you a slight recap of our Labor Day weekend on actual Labor Day as it is today. On Friday, well, we spent some time with our daughter and grandkids, but later on Friday I went down to Mother's Brewing Company because it was First Firkin Friday. Say that 10 times fast. First Firkin Friday. Anyways, because they had their Firkin was Blood Orange Jalapeno Little Helper, which is their IPA. So you've got the intensity of an IPA with the added citrus of the blood orange and the spice of the jalapeno. It's a very nice beer. Oh, I loved it a lot. I almost, in some ways, I love the aromas more. I mean, some of those beers you just want to go, oh gosh, it was just, the aromas are just intense and gorgeous on that beer. Saturday earlier, we went and saw my mom. Her birthday is actually September 9th, but we had a small party for her, just kind of some of the family, and that was kind of nice. Then I came home and started doing some beer videos. I had several good ones I wanted to do that you will see at some point if you wish to. Done most of my beer videos outside on the patio this weekend. I did one at Mother's. I actually I went out there by myself, but I ran into some folks that I knew, so I ended up talking. So I only did the one video over the Firkin. I had a couple other great beers out there, but I didn't do videos for because I just got talking with my friends out there, and that's kind of what I like to do. I'm all about drinking and BSing. I don't play pool when I drink. I want to sit and enjoy the beer and just BS with some friends. That's how I like to drink. I don't like anything to take away the attention from the beer. How about that? And this thing is actual gorgeous. It is about 90. It's a little sticky out here today. And that's what a beer like this is for. It's perfect summer beer, although I don't guess they get a whole lot of summer in Germany. But it is a beer that you could really drink with anything. It's a perfect style. They don't sell this in 4-packs. I kind of wish they did. There are certain beers they sell in 9-packs, I guess they do, like little crates. This would be a perfect one for the summer because it would be the perfect picnic and grilling beer. This is a beer that if I was going to some friend's house that weren't necessarily craft beer drinkers, that I could bring that 9-pack if it was available and share, because I think it's one that most non-craft drinkers. Oh wow. Sorry about that. I'm glad you can't smell out there. Holy cow, excuse me. It would be a good gateway beer, I do believe. So, oh, wow. Where was I? I lost my train of thought after the burp. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday kind of hung out back most of the day. I made some soup in a crock pot, some turkey meatball soup. Wasn't quite Italian wedding soup because I didn't have spinach or kale for green, but it was a similar idea. I made some nice little turkey meatballs. I used orzo pasta. I usually use ditalini, but I used orzo in it, and that came out very nice. I had some carrots and celery on hand, so I used that, and I had some garden tomatoes that I had chucked in there. So yeah, and then I didn't have any fresh parsley, so I just put some dried parsley in there for a little bit of green. But it was, like I said, it wasn't quite an Italian wedding soup. It was more just my version of a meatball soup, but it was tasty nonetheless. Oh, wow. And that about covers it, I guess. That brings us just about up to date. I may come up with some more details later. I have some whiskey. I've been enjoying some whiskey this weekend. I believe it was Friday. We had to do some shopping for my mother-in-law. And Sam's had this Bain South African whiskey that was just gorgeous. It was only $25 a bottle. And I got to tell you, man, it impressed the hell out of me for $25. It really does. It's made with South African maize, corn. It certainly has some aspects of a bourbon, but then not quite either. It's very interesting, very smooth. So anyways, I'm gonna shut this down here as I take my last swallow. This is Tom the Beer Whisperer, and I'm gonna be back recapping the weekend. And howdy do, decided to move to the backyard to continue on with my Labor Day video. I haven't decided if I'll do a few short ones. I'll just run it all together and make y'all watch a 30-minute video. Watch it like a TV show. Watch 5 minutes and then pause. And anyways, so I'm finishing up my Bap Kolsch here that you saw me start out there. I finished this, the last of my whiskey. I've got this, about a month ago. Maybe not quite a month ago, right about a month ago when we were in the St. Louis area. I actually picked up this when we were on our way home. This intensely delicious, I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the ale, I grabbed the whiskey bottle. Well, darn it, let me pause that. And the magic of video editing, here we go. Alpha ISBA whiskey, Imperial Smoked Black Ale. This is done by Still 630 in conjunction with Alpha Brewing. I'm going to read just a little here. Imperial Smoked Black Ale, a formidable beer created by Alpha Brewing, brewed and distilled at 630. Then the whiskey was aged in a virgin oak barrel. Delicious notes of fudge malt with more than a wisp of smoke. You know what? Every time I've had this, and this is the last of the 12 ounces here, unfortunately, I've really loved it. And I almost put it back a couple times. I had it in the cart and I walked around. It was $30 for the bottle of whiskey and 3 beers. And now there was 2 of them on the shelf, and now I wish I'd have bought both of them, because it really is that good. If I ever see this again, if they ever make this again, I'm going to buy it by the truckload, no matter what it costs, as long as I have the money, because again, it really is that good. Every time I've had it, I get something different from it. And I did a video last night where I had some on the rocks, so I thought I'd finish it up neat in my Rocktown nosing glass. And again, I said every time I've had this, I get something different. And now I'm getting almost Scotch-like aromas. I'm guessing from smoked malt is where I'm interpreting that from. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Rocktown does a hickory smoked whiskey that was beautiful too. But this thing is just, you do get these. The very first time I had it, I'm not sure I got the fudge, but I noticed when it was cold, those fudge notes came out more. And now that I have some neat, and I haven't taken a drink yet, I'm noticing a lot of Scotch-like aromas. I'm noticing a lot of smoke for sure and a little bit of spice. I certainly get some oak and a little vanilla. It is incredibly complex yet amazingly drinkable. Wow. Yeah, I'm getting more of that fudge now. I don't know why I didn't get as much the very first time I had it, but I am feeling it now. It's almost like I was interpreting it yesterday as it almost feels like Tootsie Roll kind of a chocolate, you know what I mean? Then I'm getting some almost rye spice-like notes in it. There's certainly some vanilla. There's certainly some toffee notes. There's certainly some oak. There's certainly a lot going on here. Stop saying certainly, Tom. Certainly. Anyways, so got a little ant on my table, darn it. And as I showed you earlier, I'm finishing up my Kolsch here. Kolsch is the perfect weekend beer, man. It really is, man. It really is, man. I didn't look up the stats before I started this. I believe this one hovered about 5%, but you know, I've got the details in the video that I did for it. It's just very true to the style. It's very drinkable. It's very enjoyable, and it works out to be a very nice palate cleanser for this particular whiskey. Oh. It is nice, neat. I haven't decided if I've liked it better neat or on the rocks. I've done both ways with it. I didn't do a cocktail with it because I think that would be an absolute waste. I didn't shoot it because that feels like a waste to me as well. This is a mighty fine whiskey. I'm not going to chug. I'm going to drink it over a couple other beers. So I'm going to stop this for now, and I'll be back. Talk to you later. I do. I'm back by the magic of video editing, I suppose. Yeah, you know, I only have one of these glasses. I finished off the last beer and I rinsed it out, washed it up, as it were, so I can use my Urban Chestnut glass for my last Kudamm Berliner Weisse. Kind of finishing stuff off today. You know, I've had some stuff I've been finished off the last few weeks. I did buy a couple different 6-packs this weekend, and now today is just kind of finishing stuff off. So, having that Berliner Weisse, I'm going to read just a touch from their bottle here. Drink it straight to appreciate the light tartness, or repeat these words. Ich bin ein Berliner. I hope that was somewhat close. And add a bit of raspberry or black currant syrup, as they do along Kurfürstendamm. Anyways, here we go. I'm not doing a video for this beer specifically. It's kind of this, you know, carrying on with Labor Day. But again, I'm finishing this one off. It does give you a nice little pucker. They say light tart feels more than a little light to me, but there you go. I'm not a fan of sour things. I've been really trying to broaden my horizons this season, and I've been drinking more Goses and more Berliner Weisses, and I'm going to, as we get into fall, I'm going to delve more into the bigger sours as well. And I'm finishing up my my Alpha ISBA whiskey as well. I imagine that slight tartness, as they put it, will work as a nice palate cleanser for the whiskey. Why not? We don't typically get away on holiday weekends because I don't like fighting crowds. Neither does my wife. So we usually stay home. So this weekend we kind of did stuff with our daughter Callista and the grandkids, and saw my mom on Saturday. But yeah, we like to get away as much as possible. We do a lot of short trips. We don't take a lot of long trips. We don't take a lot of expensive trips. We're folks on a budget, so we try to do what we can as close to home. And be honest with you, I don't really like to fly. And I'm kind of where I don't even like to drive that much either. Spent a lot of time driving as a youngster and riding and going long distances, and now, you know, any more than 2 hours I've got to get out and stretch, so we try to keep them short. But we can get to, I don't know, Kansas City's about 2.5, 3 hours from here. Depending on what part of St. Louis you're going to, it's anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. I'm about 2.5, more or less, hours to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's about 5 to OKC. You can get to a lot of places in not a long period of time. It's about 4 hours to Little Rock, but it's only about 2 hours, 2.5 to say Rogers or Springdale, and there's a lot of good craft breweries there. So I can get to places. But as I get older, to be honest, I'm becoming more of a homebody. I'm enjoying drinking at home more, I suppose. A lot of its price is certainly cheaper to buy a 4-pack or a 6-pack than it is to go out and have a couple. But then again, it's nice to go out and have a couple and socialize every now and again as well. Got kind of my outdoor redneck studio. As you see, I'm using seat cushions as my backdrop. Hey man, I'm all about working with what you got. Oh yeah, babe. This whiskey is just freaking phenomenal. I tell you what, it's just amazing. Every time I've had it, I've noticed something different, and I start really getting more of the fudge notes the last couple of times I've had it. But today, in particular, I'm noticing more Scotch-like notes than I've noticed in the past on it. Damn flies are about to irritate the piss out of me. Not as bad as they've had been. I killed a bunch of them. I got fly catchers around, but there's still a few of them. These little bastards. Beer like this, this is what Urban Chestnut does. They're perfect with traditional German styles. They've really wanted to bring back a lot of sort of forgotten styles like this one, the Berliner Weiss. Their flagship beer, the Zwickel, trying to resurrect that style. And I know there's others doing a Zwickel now, but I'm pretty darn sure they were the first. And I won't say I'm a huge fan of the Berliner Weiss, but I am becoming more appreciative of the style. It certainly does work on a day like today, because it is very bright, it is crisp, and yes, it is tart, which you know, kind of works in hot weather. I got to be honest though, for me, the style's a one beer and done. I don't think I could sit and drink 2, 3, or 4 of these, because I do feel a little palate fatigue as I'm sitting here having one. It kind of drains. It's like having that great big IPA, kind of takes everything out of you. And I've got to go to have something kind of cleanses the palate after this. But again, for one, it is very enjoyable. Oh yeah, babe. So this is Tommy the Beer Whisperer. I'm going to do several videos. I may roll them up into one or two for Labor Day. This is actual Labor Day, so I thought, well, I'm just going to do some rambling videos, just talking about whatever enters my mind on Labor Day. So this is Tommy the Beer Whisperer. I'll talk